Saturday morning. So I was here a couple nights ago, giving this a whirl, trying to catch a buffalo. And first attempt, I had a great session. Did not catch buffalo. Had one break off, but overall did well. Carp, catfish, goldfish. Yeah, it was a nice session. I'm back and just walking up to where I was sat last time. The fish were right in the shallows in the weeds here again. Looks like they're showing to the left. There's fizzers all over the place. Yeah, we're definitely going to get it into some fish again. The water's down about 6 inches. And it's flat calm. Everything looks good. Confidence wise, I'm pretty certain we're going to get fish. However, will I make the right changes to get a buffalo? I'm just trying to decide, do I want to sit in the exact same spot, or do I want to come up the trail just a little bit in the grass? Just walking here from the van, I've already been picking ticks off. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay on the main path. Maybe come back another day and just trim a little bit of grass along the bank for this other spot. This spot here looks really good, but just need to trim a few pieces of grass. We'll do that another day. But for right now, I've got the seat box to unpack, gear to unpack, rods to get out, coffee to drink. I set it up right here. And let's see. Late start today, but I think it's gonna be a good session. See if we can get that buffalo. There's definitely a lot of fish activity, a lot of shows, a lot of bubbling. I just retied my rig. The one from Thursday just had all kinds of little nicks in it, most likely from the catfish. But I went with a shorter hair, a size 14 hook, and a speed stop. So now I can only fit 2 grains on that way, or 1 grain on long ways. I've got the same mix for the cage feeder. That isotonic goo just smells so incredible. Just under the surface, just out to the left. I don't imagine it'll take long to get the first bite of the morning. I put like 10 kernels out with a slingshot at the same spot I was on Thursday. All the signs seem to be in that same spot or closer. I can see the fish moving right in on us. It is going to be really, really hot today. It's going to be sunny with like some clouds that come in at some point, hopefully. And everything's crooked here. I was not ready to put the rod down. Rod rest up higher. And yeah, they're saying it's going to be really sunny and really hot. 29 degrees with the humidex feeling like 34 to 35. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, 110 or something like that. I don't know. I do Celsius. So being exposed with virtually no shade where I am, and having gotten a late start, I don't know how long this session's going to be. We'll give it, the minimum of 3 hours, which is the same amount of time I gave it after work the other night in that really overcast, super windy conditions, which were fantastic. Absolutely loved fishing in that weather. The little spittle of rain here and there. Had to keep putting a towel over the camera just to keep it dry. Tightened up. Hopefully that's all laid out. It's one thing with the cage feeder that I always have to make sure I'm doing right is just to, in case it falls where the hook link kind of falls close to the cage, once it's in there for a minute or so, I just drag it a little bit to straighten the hook link out, and it sometimes creates a little trail of bait. Like I said, I don't expect it to take too long to get into the first bite or two. But the question is, what quality of fish are we going to get into right away? Am I going to get swarmed with catfish again? I'm going to leave the Crustacea hook baits off for the time being, because I know those are going to get catfish, 100%. It was unreal how much they responded to that bait the other night. But I know the carp will as well. And I'm kind of thinking the buffalo will. Man, there is some massive fizzing going on out in the middle of the channel. So yeah, just like on Thursday, I've got, let's see, yeah, I can't really move this here. We got ground bait, sweet corn, some flavored corn. I do have worms, and I have a variety of pop-ups and wafters. Cold water green beast, Crustacea. I think I have those little like 6 or 8 mil Northern Special pop-ups in there. If I'm going to use those, I'll switch over to like a bayonet rig, which is basically just a hair rig with a little needle on the end for really small baits, so you don't split them and just kind of squish it onto the needle. First bite, very sensitive bite. It's a smaller fish. It's not coming in as easy as a catfish would, but I think it is a catfish. There we go, spinning around. It's a good start. Nice clean looking fish. You know, obviously I'm not just gonna sit here and show you every catfish I catch. There's gonna be lots. But first fish of the session, and that was about, stopped the camera once in there, so it was about 14 minutes since the first cat, or that recast. No, 15 minutes since we started. About 13 minutes since the recast. So it actually took longer than I thought to get that bite, but like I said, the fish activity, they're everywhere right now. So I just need to get some to get their noses down. And we'll see. Maybe the flavored corn will get a different reaction today. Maybe I'll have to go to worms. Maybe the crustacean will do it. We'll see. But like I said, I'm kind of just sticking to a few options in a very limited space where I know buffalo have been caught. I know the buffalo that have been caught in this stretch have pretty much been caught from halfway across inward. Certainly the ones that I've seen and talked to people about. All the biggest fish that I'm seeing show today are pretty much from half the other way. So some longer casts may be in order for a little later. I can literally see a carp just cruising under the surface. Just literally just swam under my line. But yeah, a few hours out this morning. Like I said, it was a later start. I got up at 5:15 with the intention of being here for about 6. Turns out trying to transfer the files from Thursday's session into the computer. They didn't transfer last night, so I had to do that this morning, so didn't end up getting here till late.
Morning.
Morning.
Thought this went down to the water.
Yeah. They haven't been cutting this one lately, but
yeah. It's really hot. Hi. Any luck yet?
I just started. I've had one catfish so far.
Oh, really? Amazing.
I see there's a trail through here, but I don't know if I'm allowed to go off the trail.
Yeah. So you're using corn as bait?
Yep, right now.
Really? And they take it? Okay.
Every fish will eat corn. I've got musky corn.
No kidding. Yeah. Okay, next time we're going to bring some corn. We usually just do worms and lures.
Worms obviously work.
Yeah.
Corn, you can be a bit more selective.
Yeah.
With what you're chasing.
Yeah.
And how you present it. Just putting one on a hook.
Yeah.
And putting it out there, everything will pick that up.
Really?
sometimes with the worm, they grab the worm part and pull it off your hook, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little harder for them to do that
Oh.
with the corn sometimes.
Yeah. What's
Tip.
in the other bucket?
That's ground bait.
Oh.
So it's a mix of well, I've been at this a little while now, and a little distraction. A couple out for a walk came down and intrigued by the different gear and saw me catching some fish. Had a nice conversation with them for a while. And I missed a lot of fish, a lot of bites. But man, at this point, obviously I'm not going to have the whole conversation with those people on the video, but while I was talking to them, I probably caught 5 or 6 catfish. And I lost a couple fish too. That felt decent, but not big. I switched from sweet corn to the flavored tutti frutti corn, and I've had exactly the same response from the fish. I'm getting bites very quickly. I'm casting to a much wider area. I'm casting like way left and way right. I'm casting further into the deeper water, and the action has just actually been picking up more and more with the catfish. There's definitely lots of carp around. They're in the shallows, they're coming up over the deep water. I'm just trying to figure out what I need to change to try and slow down the catfish and possibly pick up the buffalo or a carp. What I may need to fish closer. Maybe there's more carp closer and the catfish are more close to the channel. That could be the next change to make, is stop going further and start coming closer. I think I may also rig up a small pop-up or a small wafter just to see what that does. There's definitely a lot of fish here. Just like the other night, just fish are everywhere. This right now though, this is probably a minute and a half or so that since I put this cast out. And yeah, that fish wasn't there. Good solid bite within 2 minutes. And that's a break off. It broke way off way up on the hook link. Okay, so I've got to tie a new rig. That's I don't think a catfish is going to break me off. I've been checking my line. I haven't really felt any nicks in the line. But changes have to be made, no matter what. That's what's left of my hook link right there. Put that in the wagon. Yeah, lots of bites now, about every 2 minutes or so, but I'm not hooking a lot of them. and yeah, break off there. So I'm going to see if I have some heavier hook link material with me, and I'm going to get rigged back up. See if I can make a change work. I'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna change it up. I have some pressed in bayonet rigs, so they're pre-tied rigs. They're the length that I want, they're the size hook I want, and they've got this little steel needle called a bayonet on the bottom. And you just stick that into a tiny pop-up or wafter or bottom bait, and it holds it, so you don't have to try and put anything through it and then a hair stop on the end, which would be bigger than the hook bait. This is the only ones that I could find this size. These Northern Specials 8mm pop-ups. They're mixed colors, you can see that, but not all of them are 8mm. Some of them are 6. 8mm actually holds this hook and stots up, and then I took one of the white ones that are smaller, and it actually sinks exactly how I want it. So we're going to try this, see if this will change things up in terms of, do I keep catching catfish, or does something else show an interest? Keep casting on the same line for now, just out to the channel. Let's see what kind of reaction the pop-up gets. And I'm also not going to feed as much corn out there. Not that I was putting much out to begin with, but I'm going to put even less out. See what reaction the pop-up gets, because it's a different scent, and it doesn't have like the natural texture that corn or worms would have. And we'll see. Will this get me something different? Will it do more of the same? But while this is on, then I have time to time another speed stop rig up. I have yet to find some heavier line in my bag. But yeah, I may once I get things changed back up to a hair and corn, I may start to go heavy on a spot closer. There's a lot of painted turtles that have shown up now, but there's still a lot of fish showing in the shallows, bigger fish. Less on the far side, more on this side now. And if it can get me out of the catfish, maybe that buffalo's sitting right there. We got something better on now. That didn't take long at all with that pop-up. definitely a decent fish. That was fast. Oh man. That's on the ground. The water's definitely come up with the flow coming in, as I mentioned earlier. It's come up about 5 or 6 inches. It's almost to where it was on Thursday. Oh, that fish was just in a branch. You can feel the snag it was in. It's out now. So this is that tiny little size 14 bayonet rig, pre-tied, with a tiny, like 6 or 7 mil white pop-up. And this so far is the biggest hookup of the morning. Going absolutely all over the river. Coming at me. It's coming at me. Oh. It's right in front of me. I haven't actually seen the fish yet. I got a glimpse of the tail. I think it's a carp. Yeah, that's common. You bugger. Come on, you're tired. There we go. In the net. Okay, I'm going to get myself situated with the unhooking mat. I'm not going to try and hold it up on the seat. We'll show you this fish. Okay. Absolutely nailed on that. That's a pretty little fish. Character fish, as Dave would call it, with that scar on the side there. Not big, 6 or 7 pounds, but a hell of a scrap on the feeder rod. And you know, that's a change up, switching over from corn onto the pop-up to try and get away from the catfish. Maybe, just maybe, that will change things up and put our favor towards the buffalo, if there's any even in front of me. Yeah, we're gonna get this fish back and set back up. that didn't take long. That was, I don't know what that was, but it's not the one I was hooked to. That one looked more like a sucker than anything else. It just leapt out of the water towards me, 3 rod lengths out. But I was kind of surprised. I wasn't getting any liners or anything like that. And then I started watching a turtle over the little bit of bait I have to the right. And then I looked down at the rod and it was just bent right around. So, yeah, this is another bigger fish on the pop-up on the 3rd cast. I'm assuming it's another common, but we won't know till it's in the net. A lot of fun. So much fun. It's a catfish. Nice channel cat. Oh yeah, that's all right. Oh, that was a good fight. I thought for sure it was a carp. That is unexpected. That's a quality channel cat anywhere you go. That's a really nice fish. Yeah, it's easy to see with a mouth like that how quickly they can just clean up a baited area. That's a nice treat. You know, I thought it was great that I had a decent catfish on Thursday. It's nice to get another one. You know, I love catching catfish. I like catching the small ones, but the small ones get boring really quickly. To hook one that size, it actually puts up a good fight. Yeah, I dig that. And that's on the pop-up. So far, the pop-up is doing the bigger fish. 2 decent fish in 3 casts. No complaints here for that. Okay, that one's a little bit of a shorter cast, but still on my same line straight out. I've stopped casting left and right because it didn't seem to make a difference. Just being on that line, the current's doing the work, and bringing the fish to the bait. Man. That was a great bite. That was a great fight. Totally thought I had a carp on there. I have no idea what to expect if I hook a buffalo. The one I watched Leslie fight a couple weeks back came in like a sock and then went nuts under the rod tip. I've heard that they fight pretty decent out at the distance. The one I thought I had on, that I can't confirm, but I thought I had on last week, just up the river, you know, that it didn't fight like a carp. It definitely didn't fight like a catfish. It kind of fought somewhere in between, where you get the little head shakes, but then the bulldogging as well. It's kind of hard to describe, really. I'm not quite sure how to put that into words. We got fish. Nope, we lost it. I'm thinking some of the smaller bites that I'm getting like that I've had come off, because I've definitely stung the fish, and then you see the line like shoot left or right. I think those are these smaller hybrids. Again, that was on the pop-up, so I'm going to stick with the pop-up for a while. I might try different colors. I've tried yellow and I've tried white, and I've had response on both, but I've got pink, I've got black. So we'll see. Right back on the same spot where it's closer. You know, should be on this side of the channel, not in the channel at all. Probably only in 5 feet of water, maybe. Yeah, those were really quick bites. And then when I hooked it, it shot to the right and came off under the surface. Gotta be those smaller F1 type fish. Now I have some small crustacea wafters in many of these colors as well, in the Take 4 crustacea wafter pack. Little dumbbell wafters. I'm worried that they're a little bit too buoyant for the rig that I have, but I am a little anxious to try those too. Those might be for the next session. Now, since I had the last small catfish, I've not put any corn out further. I put a little bit more, I think 2 pouches, onto the little spot to the right that I baited up earlier. All I've seen show any signs there is turtles. I've not shot any more corn out, just whatever goes out in the cage with ground bait. And the switch to the pop-up has gotten me some better fish, but clearly I'm still getting the smaller fish bites. Really, it's all up in the air at this point. Really, there's just no way of knowing what I'm going to get next. That's the tricky part for me. With carp, you know you can refine your gear to get more carp. With catfish, you can refine your gear to get more catfish, and the same goes for just about every species. But what do I do for buffalo? Like I said, I have the worms with me, but I don't necessarily want to use them because they will catch everything. This is big. The bite cam should have the bite there. I was actually just trying to pull the waggler rod out of the rod sleeve because I looked at the baited spot to the right and it started clouding up. So just for schnitz and giggle, I was gonna pull the feeder in for a little bit, rest the spot out there and see if I could pick a fish off with the waggler. I think that's pretty much the max cast I can do with that light setup on the waggler. And while I was pulling the rod out of the sleeve, I just kind of glanced back at the rod and it was reefed right over. So I dropped the rod and it let it go in a big drop back. And yeah, big fish on. It took such a run, my feeder is way up the line right now. Well, right now I can't argue the results of switching to the pop-up. This is, it's night and day. The number of bites are still as crazy as with the corn when I was getting the catfish. But definitely bigger fish. And on my nemesis bait, the northern specials, which for years I used and couldn't get a carp on them until I went to an absolute crazy runs water. It was the only bait I had left. Now here we are fishing completely different style with the tiniest ones I could get, and I'm hooking chunks. Well, chunks for this kind of gear. than the last one. He was in the net that time. Got him. And he's pissed. Alright, let's get this one on the mat. Crazy angle, sorry. There's that feeder. I don't think you can see that from up there, but perfectly hooked. The only issue with the hook is that my fingers are too fat to get around it. There you go. So a little bit bigger than the carp earlier. That was a proper bruiser of a fight. Not much bigger, but a little bigger. A little bit more solid. Probably give this one about 12 or 13 pounds. Great fight with the light gear. And yeah, clearly we've made a significant change there with the rig and the bait, and it's improved the overall size of the fish we're catching without changing the number of bites. We're still getting bites as often as we were earlier. So time to stay on this trend for a bit and see what else it does. Shorter cast again, on the same spot that I've just had the last couple of fish. Sat for about 5 minutes with no indication. The wind has picked up, so I pretty much decided, okay, the waggler thing's probably not going to happen. So I picked up the waggler rod off the ground to put it away, and then I heard the drag ticking, and I looked down and the rod was just reefed right around. And this fish has gone upriver a good ways, and now he's rolling in the line. Such an effective technique. I don't know if buffalo would do a run like that. I have no idea. I really should have taken the time to read up more on details about them. As the time of filming this, I haven't even looked anything up or done any editing for the parts of the first video. So any kind of fun facts I put in the first video that you would have already seen by now, as of right now, I don't know that stuff yet. Battery on the run cam just died, so that bite is definitely on camera. I hope it was recording. Can't even tell you how freaking hot it is right now. I don't want to take the hoodie off because I don't want to get too much sunburn. I had a really bad one last week. I've not seen this fish yet. It's just bogged down, man. Solid fish. Common. I wouldn't say it's as big as the last one. in the net. Not happy about it. Join me at the mat, if you don't mind. That one was on a pink pop-up. So as far as it goes so far, we've been able to single out bigger fish with a little rig and bait change. So now, I think what I need to do is try and figure out how to get into those really small hybrid fish. Maybe that's the group I think that the buffalo might be with. You know, they might be swimming with these. This is about the size of the buffalo I'm kind of hoping to catch. This is fantastic. I'm absolutely loving this. Really, really having a great time. Again, yeah. It's definitely a bigger fish. See, this is why I talk to you, Dave. You're good luck. And you make a good session better.
Let me touch your rod.
What?
Let me touch your pod, sorry.
Yeah, this has been a really good session. I go 15 minutes without a bite, call you, and boom. So yeah, it's the Dave juice. So yeah, tomorrow, different kind of fishing tomorrow, but yeah, I just gotta try and figure out where.
I can check out the wind and stuff. Like, I don't think the hot spot is like a bad idea, but you said you want to get the 3-pound test curve out?
Yeah, just the lighter rods and try and get a couple of bites. Just need 2 or 3 fish. Or 10 fish, whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this yet.
Is it really quivery?
No. That's the thing. I don't know what the buffalo fight like. I've not done any proper research going into this. I'm just kind of trying to play it by ear. I got a comment. So I'm just kind of like trying to figure things out as I go without really knowing anything.
Yeah.
It's probably my smallest carp of the day. Maybe 6 pounds, 7 pounds.
Yeah.
I don't know. They always get bigger in the net, right?
Yeah. Especially in the clear water for some reason.
Yeah. This water's not clear. Oh! I bumped him with the net. He's mad. Get in. Oh my god, you bugger. Get in the net. You'd think I'd never done this before. You would be embarrassed for me to see that I'm doing this on camera. It's been in the net like 4 times already, dude. I got it right that time.
I know we filmed an episode. I know we filmed an episode already at Walmart, but like Waller's an option. I'm not against the hotspot. I struggled in the Fat Boy swim, but I feel like more of the shows were coming from the other side.
Okay.
Where I should have been.
All right, I hear you.
And the water was like ripping high, like it was good, like nice clean one.
Yeah, they've all been this pale, pretty color. Yeah, it's been really nice. All right, I've had a nice phone call with Dave. Obviously, I had that one fish while I was chatting with him. I had the cameras turned off because, I don't need to keep recording our phone calls. Had a nice fish while I was chatting with him. And I've had a few bites, very, very subtle, simple bites with no hookups. And both of those casts have been closer in. Gone about 15 minutes in between those bites as well, and now I'm at the point where I think it's been closer to 20 since the last bite. So it looks to me like the pop-up has kind of run its course. It picked off a bunch of bigger fish as they were in front of me. Obviously those fish fighting back and forth stirred up the swim, and now they're not picking it up. I've still got the pop-up on now, but the next time I bring that in, whether it's for a bite or, if I go 5 minutes without a bite, I'm going to bring it in, I'm going to switch it to the other rig, put a single grain of corn out, and see if does that pick the catfish up again? Does it kick off some of those other smaller fish? Or does that turn the carp on again? I don't know. But clearly the pop-up has done its job so far and shown me what it can do. Which, in all fairness, is more than I expected. It really is. So I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes, bite or not. This is gonna come in, switch to the corn rig. It's hard to tell about the spot on the right because of the wind now. But I think the fish have been on that, and there's been some clouding. There has been a show on it. There's a show literally right out from me, same distance. My last bite came just past that, maybe 6 rod lengths out. And there's one more out to where I've been casting, just at the drop off. So there's still fish in front of me. But aside from these shows in the last couple minutes, it's been really quiet. The whole time I talked to Dave, there really wasn't much going on. So yeah, very, very soon I'm going to change things up and just see what fish get stirred up by that change. not sure, the more fish I bring into the swim, does that scare the buffalo off? Do I need to have less fish in the swim? Are they grouping with some groups of fish? Are they staying solitary? Why is that chipmunk lurking around behind me making no noise? There's a ninja chipmunk behind me. Some corn in the path for him. I did find out on a recent trip up to the St. Lawrence that chipmunks absolutely love peach and orange and tutti frutti boilies. Yeah, they really respond well to that. I didn't have a hook or a hair rig set up to them. I was being nice and giving it to them. The chipmunk files. You got to be very careful to get the appropriate amount of chum around the chipmunk hole.
Yay! Everyone just cheers.
You got to make sure that the chipmunk is satisfied with the free offerings you're putting out for him.
What kind of a network is there?
He's looking around. He sees the shit. He thinks it's a trap. He gave up on catfish apparently.
Yeah. He got too famous for his family to live a normal life.
Yeah. And they all worth millions of dollars, so it's so rough on it.
He's made comments before that there was security but as high as he might be.
Oh, I'm not surprised by that. Kind of shows everything. It's not hard to figure out where some people are. Wow. I literally just turned the camera off, went to try and reach for my Gatorade. Couldn't reach it because I'm fat and out of shape and can't stretch that well. And I look at the rod tip as I'm laying down sideways, and I had a bunch of really short bites. Just successive little boop, boop, boop. And I set into nothing. So this pop-up's going to come off. And yeah, the corn's going to go on. It's going to go out. And I think I'm going to be able to get into some of those smaller fish, but not necessarily the catfish. I'm sure I'll find one of them, but right now, the only thing that's certain is that I need a change. Pop-up rig off. There's the rig with a single grain of corn. Okay, we're back on the corn, single grain on the hair with the speed stop. We're not going to go as far. staying in that short range, 5 or 6 rod lengths out. What I'm hoping is that the catfish aren't this close. I kind of have a suspicion that the catfish are out further in the channel. So it's more of the carp, the goldfish, the F1, and hopefully the buffalo that are in close. We will see. Now, how do I get my chunky ass over there to get my Gatorade? Oh, I'm not this limber. So thankful for the cloud cover and the wind, man. It is humid, very, very humid today. Fish just come out. There's something. Probably a catfish. Mission continues. I'm trying to catch a buffalo. Maybe next session I'll move into the grasses, left or right. The next time I come here, just have to, just open. I just want to open a space where I can kind of get the front of the seat through the grass. Maybe I'll just cut a space this wide just to sneak into. Maybe moving down into some of the areas that are a little bit harder to get at. Maybe that's what I need to do to get a buffalo. But I should be able to catch one from here. But we'll see. If I decide I want to get a little bit more adventurous next time, I will. Next time I'll bring some worms that are actually still alive. And we now know that the corn and the crustacea definitely get me a lot of catfish. The corn does get the carp, obviously, but these little pop-ups, these little 8 mil pop-ups, have definitely done better at getting the bigger fish. If I can get some pop-ups or some wafters this small, if I have to cut down some, maybe some of the DT baits, pop-ups or dumbbells that I have, just trim them down to these smaller sizes. Maybe a nutty bait will work. I have some more brighter, some of the brighter crustacea dumbbells. Definitely there's some things learned here today. The bayonet rig is definitely a viable one to use for those types of hook baits. I did expect more from the corn. I thought I would see some more of those hybrids and goldfish and F1 typey fish. I didn't land one of those today. Maybe if I put the float out with the waggler, we'll see. But for now, for now the cameras are going to go off, and yeah, if I spot something, you know, if I hook a really big fish, or you know, I do get my buffalo, the camera's coming back on. But for now, I don't think you need to see any more catfish today. So we'll see how the rest of this goes next half hour or hour, and then yeah, on to the next session. I'm not fully sure I understand what just happened. I've given up on the feeder rod for a while. I pretty much stopped filming about 20 minutes, half hour ago. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to put the waggler out. I was just trying to figure out the depth so I could get the waggler to sit straight up. So I did. And I put it on the close spot just to the right. And I just had it sitting there for 30 seconds just to see if it would balance out or if I had to adjust it any more up or down. And I felt like I needed to drop the float even more just to get a slight bit of a drift with the wind. And I just lifted it up to start reeling it in, and there's a fish on it. And I've seen the tail. I think I have a really big catfish on, or a carp that has a pointy tail. This was in 14 inches of water, and this fish is way out there. Just the waggler with one kernel of corn, just trying to work the depth out. I didn't see any indication on the float at all. Whatever it is, it's big, and it's very, very sluggish in the way it's fighting. I don't know, it's got kind of like a gray color to it. I think it's a big catfish. There's no way I can just put this out there and smack a buffalo. There's no way. This has got to be a big catfish or an old carp. Like I said, I was trying to figure out the depth really with the waggler. It wasn't in 30 seconds. In the shallow weeds to the right. All I've seen is the very tip of the tail. I haven't actually seen the fish yet. Big common. "30 seconds with the waggler, big common." They must have just been sitting on that baited spot waiting for something to come in. I think this might be the biggest one of the day. The waggler. guess he's in and around the same stamp of the fish we had earlier. Just this fish was really strong. No fast head shakes or movements for this one. This was just a bulldog. Single grain of corn, 14 inches of water on the waggler. Wasn't even really ready to be sitting there properly fishing yet. I just wanted to try the waggler for about 15 minutes and then I'm going home. So this is what we'll call our bonus fish for today.